Hi there, Barbara Phillips here from Nurse Practitioner Business Owner, and this is Ask Barbara Anything. So where did this whole idea come from? Well, recently I launched a survey asking people one particular question, and as I started going through the answers, I thought this would be great to start getting this information out there and answering those questions. So the basic question that I asked people is, what do you want to know about the business of being a healthcare provider? And so I will share that link with you a little bit later if you'd like to take that survey, or if you would just like to submit any other question, I'll show you how to do that. But in the meantime, let's talk about the first question. Now, all of these are anonymous, so I don't know if the person is a he or a she, and I'll probably just say she just for brevity's sake. But the first question is, how do I get the word out to my former patients that I've opened up my own practice without compromising my collaborative agreement with my doctor, who is my former boss? Now, this question actually left me with some other questions. So, for example, is this individual talking about her collaborative agreement in terms of that it has something to do with her practice? A collaborative agreement, which we can certainly talk about in greater detail in future videos, should really be just about whatever is required for collaboration for scope of practice in that particular state. It really shouldn't have anything to do about marketing with the patients. And the other concern that I have is this individual operating under a non-compete clause? I will tell you right now, if at all possible, you want to avoid that particular language in any kind of a contract that you are getting into. So, since I don't really know how to answer this individual's particular question because I don't understand those particular restrictions that she has there, what I am going to do is answer this coming from the point of view of just simple marketing, because I do get this question a lot about how do I get word out about my practice. So very quickly, I'm going to go over just a few things that you can do, because again, this is something we're going to be talking about in greater depth in the coming weeks. So the first thing I want you to think about is word of mouth marketing. This is the first, last, in between, and everything about marketing. You want people, your patients, your clients, your customers, to be talking about you in a positive manner and encouraging people to come to your practice. Almost every patient that you see that is very happy with the work that you're doing, they want to share it. They want to see your practice grow, because that means that you'll be there in the future for them as well. So empower your patients to go ahead and let others know that you are taking new patients in your practice. So really encourage your patients to go ahead and do that. The other thing that I can't stress enough is a website. And I don't hear that question so much anymore as, do I really need a website? I think most people understand that. But you need a website that doesn't look like it was cobbled together by your third grader in the garage or by yourself. And I can tell you, my very first ones kind of looked like that as well. But it's very easy to use something called WordPress in order to create your websites. There is a self-hosted WordPress and a hosted WordPress. And again, we can talk more about this, but I want you to look into getting a self-hosted WordPress account, and you can go to wordpress.org for that. And there's lots of templates that you can use, and you can just kind of plug things in and get things up and running. But a website is critical for you because it'll give patients information about your practice, how to contact you, where you're located, what insurances, whatever information that you want to share will be on that website. I also want you to consider social media. Now, you can be on social media and you can share all kinds of information about your practice and your business without violating anything about HIPAA. So one of the first things you need to do is figure out who your ideal patients or customers are, and you want to go where they are. So if you happen to know that a lot of your patients hang out on Twitter, then you definitely want to create an account on Twitter for your practice. If you know that they hang out on Facebook, then you want to create a Facebook page for your business and start sharing information about your practice. You also want to develop flyers. You know where people hang out in your local community. Take the flyers there to let people know. Stop by the pharmacy. Pharmacists are excellent for helping getting the word out about your practice. Leave them flyers, brochures, business cards, whatever you have, so that people know where to find you. Hit up your social media, your social service agencies, the grocery store, the laundromat, wherever your patients are hanging out. Start leaving flyers, and even give those flyers to your patients who are going to be spreading the word through word of mouth. And the other thing that I really want you to get in the habit of thinking about doing is look at your smartphone. Everybody's on a smartphone. Get yourself a business page at Google+, which will also go for Google Local Marketing. The same on Bing and Yahoo, because people use their devices to search, and it's going to come up on their device. So I can't stress those things enough. I think that should give you enough to get started in building your own practice. Now, that survey I talked about, you can find it at surveymonkey.com, and here is the link for that. Or you can visit our blog at npbusiness.org and look for this little button in the left-hand column, or the right-hand column. In fact, let me show you what that looks like now. Okay, so here's what our blog looks like. You'll see at the top, NP Business, Nurse Practitioner Business Owner, and the business blog for advanced practice clinicians. So go ahead and go there, npbusiness.org, and scroll down, and right here you will see the button that I was talking about for taking that survey. I'll be leaving that survey open for a while yet, so please go ahead and submit your questions to that. Alternatively, do you see this little here? It says send voicemail. You can click on that, and up pops a button, and you can just hit this and start recording and send me your question via audio. So you don't even have to type. You can just send it via audio, and it'll go ahead and do that. And of course, you can also go to the Contact Us resource button and submit some information there. So those are different ways that you can go ahead and contact us so that you can ask your questions. So I thank you so much for taking the time for listening to this, to watch us. And if you are watching anywhere other than at npbusiness.org, go ahead and head on over there and leave your comment to our video below this particular post. And again, I'm Barbara C. Phillips, nurse practitioner, and you can find me at www.npbusiness.org. Thanks, and bye-bye now.